You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
How are you anyway, brah?
Good, mate.
Thursday.
Good to be here.
Yeah, it is good. It's great. Traffic, it's like you set time to get in early and there's no traffic. You fucking try and get in here late, there's traffic. It's like, I don't know.
Is that Murphy's Law?
Is it Murphy's Law? Anything that can go wrong will go wrong? That wasn't a wrong thing. I mean, I left early and I got here fucking...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But is like Murphy's Law like, oh, if I wash the car, it'll rain?
Maybe. Or is that Alanis Morissette? Isn't it ironic?
I feel like Murphy's Law is more like, oh, you're running late, so now every traffic light's red and there's a stopped car in front of you who's crashed and just blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's my understanding of Murphy.
That's not, if you leave early, traffic's good.
Did Murphy the first to discover this?
The law? Yeah, is he like Newton's law?
Is it?
Newton of gravitational discovery, right?
Well, Newton of...
Apple falling from tree and bonking him on the head.
Yes. I think Newton was like the first... he had the first law of...
Gravity, isn't it?
Gravity and relativity and shit like that. Or no, he had
relativity.
He had gravity and then Einstein had relativity.
But gravity was him sitting there, Apple hits him on the head, bang, light bulb.
But my understanding was that Einstein took Newton's laws and made them better. Maybe Murphy took those laws,
took Einstein's and Newton's and made them even better.
Made them even greater.
Everything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Is that what the definition of Murphy's law is? And who was Murphy?
Yeah, who was Murphy?
All right, so we're actually all kind of far off here because
Shocking.
not just us, everyone who's ever fucking used Murphy's Law. According to Dr. Carl here,
Dr. Carl.
he says most people have heard of Murphy's Law, but most people, when they're referring to Murphy's Law, are actually referring to the rather pessimistic Finagle's Law, which is that anything that can go wrong will go wrong.
Finagles?
And so Murphy's
Doesn't roll
Law...
off the tongue.
Nah, shit.
Murphy's Law came from the US Air Force in 1949, running a series of tests on like what sort of G-forces a human could withstand. And there was one dude, Captain Edward A. Murphy Jr., who designed a harness which basically held the most G-force. And so Murphy's Law is... the original true Murphy's Law is if there are two or more ways to do something and one of those results in a catastrophe, then someone will do it that way. Which is kind of similar.
Okay, so it's not... It's just saying like, yeah, if I could go left or right to get to point A, I take the fucking left and I fucking die.
And you'll die. That's Murphy's law.
Yeah.
Very odd that...
We're just cool with getting it so wrong. And
we've hijacked Murphy's law and we've made it our own. You know who'd be pissed off?
Murphy?
Finagle.
Oh, well, no, you're right. Finagle would be Murphy.
Finagle would be furious, mate.
I'm getting remembered no matter who's doing it. Finagle. See, now, I thought finagle was... I feel like this is a word that fucking Brace would always say, where it's like trying to finagle something, like rustle up or like...
Yeah, finagle means to obtain by dishonest or devious means.
Yeah, right. He would always say that around...
Of course he would.
I know, it's such a fucking idiot.
It's such a Bracey word.
I know. Finagle a couple of darts. Okay, cool. Well, do we have anywhere to take that, Eddie?
Well, the only place I'm prepared to take it is the
High Court.
It's the High Court. I'm going to take it all the way to the top because Finagle's getting a shit run here, and Murphy's basically got a free ride for doing fuck all.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying the same thing. Now we are about to watch a video where Shane Keith Warne tees off on Australia, basically saying we suck and no one fucking is scared of us. Hasn't Mark Waugh made a fucking sharp turn into sort of Ben Eichen territory, at least in this video?
Well, so we're looking at a still punters and dribblers, sort of like the still to the start of the video. And we did a little bit of work with Mark Waugh.
We did.
Was that last year?
For KO.
For KO?
Yeah, we were basically cut out from the entire video, but we asked the questions.
We were in the video. Maybe if you froze the frames every now and then,
or watched it in really slow-mo, you'd see like my leg or something.
Yeah, you'd see Tom's leg maybe. But even in that time period, 12 months, let's just say?
Maybe less.
About-ish?
Yeah.
Mark's gone full Ben Eichen.
Yeah, he's taken a turn for the eye. Maybe it's because
he wasn't wearing the glasses last time.
No, he wasn't wearing them.
And he didn't have his hair flattened like that.
No, he didn't have his hair flat. He seemed like he wanted to get the fuck out of there, though, when we were asking him questions.
Yeah, he did. He was like, who the fuck are you guys?
Yeah, who the fuck are you two? Which is completely fair. Like,
No, I get that.
That's not a criticism of him. He was just very much like, yeah, I get the vibe that Mark does not suffer fools. So if he's in a situation, he's like, okay, I'll be here for as long as I need to be, but as soon as I suspect just like bullshit,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well, he was probably like, oh, come in, we're going to do some interviews. And then he's probably thinking, I'm going to be interviewed by
Fucking,
someone well known.
yeah. Michael Parkinson.
If
he's still alive.
He may not be, but if he is, that's
He'd
who
be
he's
the one,
thinking.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. And then instead, you and I sit down, two dead shits.
Yeah.
And while they were setting the room up, we had to sort of like shoot the shit for a while. I think we got him going
got
a little
him.
bit
No, we
when
got
we
him.
started talking ponies.
I think that
His
you
wife's
and
a
I
horse
can,
trainer,
You and I together can crack any man or
Yeah.
woman.
Any code's crackable.
Any code is crackable, but individually, I think we going up against Mark individually,
Oh, different story.
different story.
No, we need each other.
Yeah, Mark would be on his phone within 2 seconds if it was one of us just individually.
100%. And then what do? You got to go on your phone.
Then I go on my phone. I'm not going to just sit there and look around, and then the conversation is dead, and it gets deader.
What did people used to do pre-phones?
I remember-
Imagine you're in a room, right? And maybe, let's just say, Mark, who doesn't suffer fools, he's got his own paper in the back pocket. He whips it out, starts reading. What am I supposed to do if I don't have
You
a paper?
sit there silently, or you go, fucking, give me some. Give me some of your paper.
Can-
Wait, can I have the inside? Can I
yeah.
have the fucking
Here are the
good
classifieds,
weekend?
mate.
Yeah. I remember when a photo was released, like, again, this is, smartphone sort of coming into vogue, and it was a photo of a train station platform, and every single person was standing on the platform just head down on their phone, which now is commonplace. It's fucking everywhere, not just a train platform. But I remember seeing that and being like, holy shit, dude. Look how distracted everyone is. Like, no one is looking up or around or interacting or anything. I remember it really sort of just like sticking with me just because of the way it came across. And now I remind myself of that photo all the time. It does nothing because I'm completely addicted to my phone, but like, that's now all anyone does. It's like, that was a shocking photo. Now, that's all anyone's doing. I don't know what the fuck we did before phones when you're sitting in a situation.
Well, there is another photo that I've seen that's sort of like the counter to the photo you're talking about, where it's on a train and everybody has their head down reading the paper. Like, I don't think that
we were all that fucking chummy.
people make out like we were super fucking friendly and everyone got on. Maybe in the country, yeah. And maybe that still rings true a little bit, but not in the city, mate. People don't fucking want to chin wag with randoms they've met all day long.
No one's got time to fucking...
No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And that photo, looking at all these people just reading the paper, I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely. It's just, this is the new paper.
It's the new paper.
It's certainly
Except
more
it's
extreme.
not really,
No, it's
because people are just looking at photos of tits and shit. You know what I mean?
Lost the connection. Shout out to tits.
Big shout out.
Big shout out to tits. Internet Dave. Yeah. Oh, cool. But I do think that the art of just striking up a conversation with someone has not obviously completely left us, because people still do it, but like, I feel like it's lost. Like, I know people that can do it. Steph is amazing at it. She's talked to fucking anyone.
Bella's pretty good at it as well, actually.
I remember Sebo's old man, like, he would always talk about how he would fucking, he would just tell us stories of his life. He's had a pretty crazy life. And he was always very good at chatting to anyone. I guess as well, he was a hairdresser, so you just got to fucking yarn to people. But I appreciate the skill, but I also like don't care for it. I'm like, I don't want to have to fucking talk to him.
What's your barber chat? Like, do you sit down and just go cut my hair and you don't really like lean into conversation? Or do you like to get the fucking vocal cords warmed up?
You know what? Like, if they talk to me, I'm more than happy to, because it's like, what the fuck else am I going to do here? But I don't have much to like instigate. I do sometimes. Like, I get interested in like the minutiae of the barber world, where I'm like, are these like some whiz bang top of the line clippers that I wouldn't have ever heard of, because all I think of is Manscaped for my pubes, or fucking, just some other So I like getting in onto those things. Like, do you have to sharpen scissors or like what's in this? You know, I ask dumb shit like that.
But you've got a little bit of history in the haircutting game. So I can see how you get in there and you're attracted to the sharpness of the clippers.
But that's more the shit I think I'm attracted to anyway, is the like mundane specificity of like of a job. And being like, not all jobs. That's like, I mean, some jobs just don't bother even fucking asking about because they're boring. But like, just these little things where it's like, I could see someone like getting excited over some new clippers where it's like, this is so far removed from anything I'm going to give a fuck about.
Yes.
But like when I've tried to shave my head, I don't know if I said this on the podcast, you shave your head at the barber. You don't do it yourself. It's a fucking nightmare. Unless it's already this short, then you're fucking good. But
Yeah.
When you're going from me down, like...
Because you were bushy.
I was bushy, but it's a fucking nightmare. And you end up pushing too hard and one bit's shorter than the other and it's just like, it's a joke.
And you don't have the right equipment.
This guy, when he ran the clippers through my hair, it was fucking smooth room temperature butter, just like woof. And I was like...
Barber grade
clippers. And they were red. They look like they look like some Saudi oil barons. Like, you know, you see like they've got like golden guns and shit.
Yes.
That's what it looked like, but in the clipper game. I'm with you. And it just melted my fucking hair away.
Well, mate, you respect good equipment. It's as simple as that. And if you're in there and you're chopping heads all day, but I am interested now to know, at the end of the day, do they have to sit down, they put the fucking clothes sign on, and then do they get to sharpening?
I don't know. How do you keep scissors sharp, Dave? Do you keep them sharp? Do they, because you know, sometimes like maybe they get sharp by being used.
Yes. Well, do you replace them?
I mean, I'm assuming you fucking replace them.
Of course, but like how often? I'm saying, are you going to replace them instead of sharpening them?
Did I definitely said this story on the podcast before. I must have. When that guy cut my hair and he had warts all over his hands.
No.
Bro, it was one of the worst.
When the fuck was that?
Dude, it was tough. It was when I was working in...
How would you wouldn't...
Dude,
I'm surprised you didn't get up and leave.
Bro, it was fucking horrible. I was working in the city and I would go to Town Hall Station and there was just a fucking tiny hole-in-the-wall hairdresser. Like, that's where I go. I just go fucking, you know, all right, just lob it off, do something with it, and then I'm fucking done. I don't take it too seriously. Anyway, so I was going to this place all the time, cheap, quick, and then I'm sitting in there and this guy's fucking cutting my hair and you just start to like notice some shit, but I'm not sort of really paying that much attention. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Then I'm looking in the mirror and then I'm seeing a reflection in his hands and they're like rubbing all along my fucking face and he had like, it looked like he must have fucking dunked his hand in boiling water, like it was blisters everywhere. It was just like they were fucking 7 or 8 visible ones across his fingers on each hand and he's rubbing them on my face and my heart sank. Half my hair was gone already. And I'm just...
So you couldn't turn back?
I could, but I was like...
Did you have a hat with you?
No, nothing. I just had to fucking wear it. And then I just like couldn't touch my face for the rest of the fucking like... I just went home and had to like scrub the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, what did you do?
I just went home and scrubbed the fuck out of my face. Just soaped the bejesus out of it. Hot water.
Can you get warts on your face?
I'm sure you can. I haven't had them, thank God.
Yeah, you can get them on your nose and shit.
Yeah,
But isn't that how they're transferred?
I think it's if they break. Like, so if I think they have to, something from in them has to come out as well and like into open skin. Fucking disgusting though, dude. Like if you have warts on your hand.
You can't be in the barber game with warts all over your hand.
You cannot be.
No.
You should be.
You should be wearing gloves.
Or they go, hey man, you got warts, you can't come back until they're gone. Go get it sorted. You can get rid of warts. Like,
yeah, you can. You can burn them off and shit.
Burn them off. Remember Streety used to have fucking monsters. I used to bag him out because I was like, dude, you need to get those off your hands. You're an adult.
You can burn them off. He would hate that.
He'd hate that. He was 19, not an adult.
Slash was last year. But back to like the conversation around have we lost our ability to chat? It did remind me of...
You and I haven't, but we have with randoms.
I was in the barber again and this 90-year-old man came in and he was just like, he just fucking held the room in the palm of his goddamn hand and he just fucking, he was funny. He was like, he was interesting. He had this like great timing with shit. Like he was just a fucking genius. And then I'm sitting there going, who the fuck was that? They're like, oh mate, this 90-year-old guy, like he's just a weapon. He still walks, he drives himself around, like he walks around with like a walking stick and shit. But is he a snapshot of what we used to be like, or is that motherfucker just an operator?
Is he 90 years of, honing his craft, honing his yarn?
Has he honed his yarns over time?
Yeah.
And he lived in an era where we didn't have phones and people, I assume, had more conversations, and he's just honed his yarning down to like one of the finest of arts.
Were we talking about this the other day where about just telling jokes?
Well, you and I?
Yeah. Like on here?
I'm not good at it.
No, but remember telling jokes used to be something that you did all the time. I remember fucking someone, you got any jokes? And someone would tell a good joke, and my auntie will always hit me up with messages now. She used to do it back in the day, and I'd fucking invariably I'd at least have one, or I would have heard something. She hits me up you got any good jokes? I'm like, no.
I don't carry jokes in my back pocket.
No, but I did when I was younger, because people would I feel like that was a thing that was done.
Have you got any?
None.
You don't know any no jokes?
None.
Sam Parsonson has jokes.
He was always, he's the first person in my mind who I think of. He always had jokes. And maybe
your brother has jokes?
He definitely would have, but I couldn't remember the last time he's told me, but he definitely would have, he definitely had them.
Yes.
My old man would have, I don't know if he still would, but that's his sister who was always she's fucking always asking for jokes. I'm like, I'm out.
But it's a great point you raise. I can't remember the last time someone said, here's a joke.
I've got a joke for you.
I've got a joke for you. Have you heard this joke? Do you have any jokes? Where are the jokes gone?
Jokes better not be going. I mean, I know the stand-up comedy is still alive and well.
No, we're not talking about that.
We're
I'm
just
talking
talking
about dead shits on the street.
Yeah.
Invariably your mates who want to fucking tell a joke.
Deliver a giggle.
I don't reckon, Tom, I've been told a joke for 2 years.
At least.
And I reckon the last person to tell me one would have been Sam Parsonson at one of our lunches.
Yeah, you're right. And
100%.
Do you think that memes have just taken the place of jokes?
Memes are certainly jokes. And that's not a bad point, Dave. That's not a bad point. Memes
I don't like that, though.
No, I don't necessarily like it or dislike it. I mean, I think they can both coexist. I don't think you have to have...
No, but I wouldn't want one to sabotage the other.
No.
Is what I'm saying.
Memes
I think that probably is. Have you seen this?
Memes are a pretty fucking classic... well, not classic. They're an interesting form of comedy that has developed that you wouldn't have been able to predict.
No.
Very simple, very basic. Just these visual, this happening. Just they're dumb.
Yeah,
but they're
shit
fucking,
everyone knows, but then replaced.
But dude, memes can get you. And and what's crazy is a meme template, which is essentially joke premise, can be exactly the same. You just change the the Spider-Mans pointing at each other.
Yeah, you just change shit.
Just change it. But you're it's exactly the same fucking thing, but it still will get you to some degree.
But have you guys recognized, I don't know if you remember it from when you were younger, but the evolution of memes from the early days, those fucking Rage comics with those faces that were
the really basic drawings and shit. Yeah,
those were first gen memes.
Are they first gen memes?
Those were first gen memes.
And the ones where the guy's got a mask on his face,
the
but
troll face and the I don't know, all those ones.
But they've so are they first gen, but then they've come back around again, or is it just more what meme templates don't really die?
They don't really die, but they evolve.
They come in and out of vogue, though.
Do you know what the word meme means or where it came from?
No.
So it was actually first used by Richard Dawkins in the 80s or 90s.
Oh, I have heard that actually.
Richard Dawkins?
Yeah, bruh. He wrote about it in one of his books, or I've heard him speak about it, and I was like, oh, fuck, Richard Dawkins talking memes?
Yeah, so the idea for a meme is essentially it's like a gene, but it's something that's an imagined idea that can be shared between people. So the way a gene kind of carries on through evolution and slightly evolves and changes within each generation. A meme is a single idea that is basically built on top of itself and on top of itself again until it has more and more meaning and means different things from what it first was.
Interesting. That's fucking crazy.
Mate, if you had told me who came up with that, Richard Dawkins would not be on the list.
I don't think he would have expected that he would have been on the list. You know what I mean? In terms of what memes have become and how far it's gone from what Richard's idea of memes is to now just what memes are.
That is wild stuff. But you're right. There is a lot have you seen this funny video? Have you seen this funny meme? You show people as opposed to carrying them around with you.
Yes.
Because that's what jokes are. You heard it off someone else and then you've reappropriated it.
To tell your mates or whatever. It's funny as well though, just how quickly now it's with memes, their ability to be so current like something happens in the UFC and then 2 seconds later it's a meme. I mean UFC, whatever. Someone
Could be anything, mate.
Someone falls over. Someone in like the fucking, you know, like remember when like Mike Pence was doing his thing and that fly lands on his head and then like within 2 seconds it's something. You know what I mean? Like it's just that immediacy of.
Yeah, it's like you see something and then literally the next thing you see is a meme.
Is the meme of that thing.
Of
Like
that
you
thing.
haven't had a chance to even
digest it.
No.
And the memes are out and about.
And people are so quick. And there's a beauty. Like there are some people, like a good friend of ours, call him the Hitman, has a fantastic ability with memes. Like his ability to, having watched him over the years, just build audiences from nothing in a couple of weeks, just off the back of like memes from some dumb fucking meme page. Like he's done it like multiple times where you're like, like, you know what I mean? It's not a mistake. It's not like you've
No,
had
it's not a mistake.
You've not had a couple of things that have just sort of hit and gone. It's like his ability to just fucking churn these things out is fucking impressive.
He can hold court.
And also,
The conversation.
He can hold
He hasn't
court.
lost the ability to talk, has
No.
he? And he was the first. Remember at Bathurst at uni?
He went solo.
He up to us. We were
Yes.
sitting down, and it was just like he just approached us, sat down, and was like,
Well, because
oh.
he didn't know a fucking soul, so
No.
he had to. That's how that's how you get the job done.
But I was impressed by it, but I was also like, I just wouldn't do it. I guess I probably would if I.
Well,
had
you would
to.
have to.
Yeah, chucks the bait.
Of course you'd
if you
have
have
to.
to, you would do it.
Of
But
course.
just like, it was just a very, you know, he just rolled straight in, sat down.
Yeah. I remember we had breakfast with him once in Mollymook, and he did not shut the fuck up for like 2.5 hours. It was great stuff, but like to the point where they like had to ask us to leave. They like put the bill out, we ignored it, like, and they like had to be like, you need to
like,
go now.
Okay, you need to go.
I'm like, hang on, where have I been? Just listening to the fucking Hitman for 2.5 hours, just motorboat.
He can yarn.
Oh, bro.
He can yarn.
Oh,
and
bro.
good yarn, not like this cunt just loves the sound of his voice yarn.
But at least at like gatherings and parties and shit, it's all yarn. You know?
Yes, yeah. It's not like we can't.
Like if you go out at night, that's all you do.
but you
For
can
maybe 24 hours sometimes all you do is yarn.
you can yarn with your mates,
Yes.
but it's the art of the yarn with someone you don't know.
Yes. Which is where the benefit of, you know, a couple
Bit
of beers.
lubrication.
Yeah.
That's true. If you're on the source, you can yarn with literally anyone.
Anyone.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck who we are.
And I get it. I'm probably become like obnoxiously interested in their life.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, dude, like stop us.
I become more present the more pissed I get. Until I hit a threshold and then it goes the other way.
Yeah. Then you become shockingly annoying. That's like everyone though. You know? I think that's everyone. Where,
But some people are present sober, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, not me. Well, that's not true. I am present sober, but just,
Not as present.
not as present as I would like to be.
So that is Mark Waugh.
That's Mark Waugh.
That's Mark Waugh.
Basically what we're saying.
Punters and dribblers, it is November. In November, Warnie likes to come out and assert himself on the cricketing landscape with bold predictions and sort of bold statements about where the nation's at, what he would change. And he just likes to have a couple of pot shots, which I think we're about to watch this video that Dave's going to put on.
So this is Warnie, basically, as we were saying. Warnie, look, it's his job. He's a media man, and they have to give opinions, and they got to talk some shit. So I got no beef with it. But Warnie fucking goes after
The same cards.
people
Yeah,
over and over again.
correct.
Let's go.
England have been very, very poor for a long time when they come to Australia. But I just look at the Australian side and there's a lot of gaps. I think our fast bowlers, Pat Cummins looks a short of a gallop. Now we know he's going to come good because he's world class. But Stark's nowhere. Hazelwood's bowling well. But apart from that, we've got Warner, not making the run very much. Who's he going to open with?
Yeah. He goes, our bowlers, he goes, Cummins no good, but he's world class, so he'll be good. Stark's nowhere. Hazelwood's bowling well. So our bowlers, we've got trouble in our bowlers. Cummins fine. Hazelwood
'Cause he's
bowling,
world class.
He's world class. Hazelwood bowling well. Stark nowhere.
Yeah.
He fucking hates
Says
Stark.
this every year.
Take it back a little bit, Dave, because we missed a bit.
Every year he says that.
He fucking hates Stark. so
Hates
much.
him.
I, I wonder what it is. 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 I wonder what it is
is it that the great man knows
Something we don't?
something we don't? Surely it's not personal.
I don't. You wouldn't think so, but there's something about it like there's something that gets his panties in a twist about Stark. There just must be. Just once you get it loaded, we'll just shut up and let the video play. Maybe it's because I know you're having some net dramas. But like, from my memory, Mitchell Stark not as bad as Warne thinks he is.
Can I be honest with you, Tom? My memory shot.
Well, yeah, same.
I can't sit here on this couch and say with confidence that I know one way or the other. Like, I know that Stark's definitely not our standout bowler. I know that at least last summer and the summers before that, Cummins, Hazelwood, Lyon.
Yes.
And then Stark's like the fourth seamer,
Yes.
third seamer, fourth option. So from that perspective, I get it. But Stark, is he that bad?
Is he
bad enough to not be in the side?
That's it, right? Is there anyone else where you're going, oh, well, he's better than
Pattinson's
Stark?
retired.
Pattinson's gone.
Who else is standing in the wings?
I don't know. Okay, hit it, Dave.
Yeah. There's like those Andrew Ties and like those dudes. But
Yeah, they're not getting my dick hard.
But apart from that, we've got Warner, he's not making a run very much. Who's he going to open with? Labuschagne, Smith, 3-4. Who's going to bat 5? Green's still a young player, looks pretty good. Paine, he's had a shocker the last couple of years as captain. Tactically, he's been very poor, lost 2 series, can't make a run. So our side's not that great, to be honest.
We're going to lose 4-0, are we?
No, but I'm saying our side's not as great, saying this almighty Australia. And here's the big thing. No one fears Australia anymore. Coming to Australia, everyone used to go, oh, we're going to have to beat our best to even compete. Now they just believe they can beat Australia, every side. So I look at England, I think their batting looks really weak. But Ben Stokes, Joe Root, Johnny Bairstow.
Josh Butler with a bit of form coming off there.
Butler has this sort of form. Suddenly they're looking pretty good, and their bowlers, Anderson and Broad, haven't done that well here in Australia. But they'll bowl well enough. It's who they're going to be with them.
Mark Wood.
Wood with his pace. What's spinner? Jack Leach with the old Kookaburra ball. So, look, you'd say Australia are favourites, but given their recent form in the last few years here in Australia, we've been beaten by India's C team last year, and we were really poor tactically. So, yeah, I think it's going to be very, very close.
Okay.
Make it that way you will. England's batsmen is shit except for all of these batsmen.
Joe Root is shit in Australia. Let's start there.
Yeah.
The bloke averages fucking 30, early 30s, I think.
Joe Root hates Australia. He would have died on any convict ship coming over here.
He wouldn't have made it.
He's not cut out for the shores of this great
No,
nation.
what? You reckon he would have made it here on the long arduous voyage, 9 months or whatever it is?
Scurvy
He would have had
in 3 days.
Mate.
Yeah.
They would have left port. He would have got scurvy 2 days in. He would have died. They would have thrown him overboard. There'd be no Joe Root.
No.
I don't know if Ben Stokes should last fucking 9 months on a boat.
Well, Ben Stokes a Kiwi anyway, so
He would have to.
He would have had to have lasted.
That's a great point. But I see weakness, and it starts from the top. Joe Root, the skip.
Yeah.
Johnny Bairstow, is he still doing it?
Look, I know Josh Butler's been going well, but do you fucking have any faith in a guy called Joss?
No, I don't.
What the fuck name is that?
How can you go out to bat in front of a parochial fucking Gabba crowd, baying for blood,
And be called Joss?
and expect to get runs?
Is Joss short for anything, or is he just rolling out saying, I'm Joss?
Did he roll out the womb as a Joss?
So the name itself is short for the Dutch Joseph, so Jozef.
Right, so Joseph.
I'll check out his Wikipedia. See if that's his
Mate, if they call him Joss and it's short for Joseph, that's okay. But if he's named...
No, it's not okay.
Well, I mean, it's better than being Chris and Joss.
It's better by a bee's dick. If you're called Joseph and you're opting for Joss as your nickname, again, I'm not comfortable and confident in your ability to make decisions because that's a fucking horrible one.
His full name, which might compete with fucking Thomas George William Birmingham for most British name of all
Thomas
time.
William George, but yep.
Joseph Charles Butler.
So he is Joseph.
He is Joseph, yeah.
Joseph Charles Butler.
Okay, now we've got bigger questions. Is Joss... was he like, I'd like to be known as Joss?
Yeah, that's a...
Call me Joss?
Yeah.
Or is that like, we're calling you Joss because you're a bit of a weirdo.
No. That's a decision made by an individual or at least a family. Like that, his family would have called him Joss.
You don't think like they called him Josh, but then he lost an H for like getting out for a duck or something?
Well, is he Joshua or Joseph?
He's Joseph.
Yeah. Well, then you don't lose
So
an
he
H.
didn't have one to start
He
with.
didn't have an H to start with.
He's probably been shopping for one, maybe.
Unless he was Josep, lost a PH at the end.
Giuseppe.
Listen, Joss, not cool. Doesn't give me... Look, it gives me faith that Australia's going to smoke him, and I'm concerned. I'd be going Joss, lowest run scorer for England in the Ashes.
Yeah, I'll be getting the blower, making that bet.
Yep.
I think that's inspired stuff. Anderson's old as fuck.
Has he ever really ripped and teared in Australia?
No, I don't think so. I think Broad goes all right here.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I don't know. Put it this way, punters and dribblers. They haven't won much here at all.
No.
In the last 4 series, they've won 3 tests.
And when you're talking about we've been done by India twice, which is fair, Shane, India's C team is still a fucking hot as shit side. Like, there were some randoms in there that they brought into it for the Gabba test. No one's pretending like, you know. But the Indians rolling deep at the moment in terms of national talent.
India rolls very deep. They're starting to tap into that, 1.2 billion person population.
Yeah.
And so they roll deep. Yeah, we weren't at our best so last year. I don't think anyone's going to come up and admit that we were fucking...
No.
We weren't at our best. But the Ashes is a different beast. It's completely
it is.
different kettle of fish.
Shane knows that.
Shane knows that. You got to get up and about. You got to rip and tear. It's as simple as that. And I don't see, in the names that he just mentioned, much of a fucking threat there. I'll admit that Warner a little out of favour in terms of his ability to score runs for the nation, but he loves to bat in Australia.
It's the only place he loves to bat, really.
You know what I mean?
And in the IPL.
There was I remember there was talk of like dropping Warner before the start of like one of the series in Australia, and then he just came out and made like 300.
He would average. What did he average in Australia?
50.
Be 50, 60?
No, it'd be 50, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's a good question. But like, again, if not the Dark Angel, then who? Like, who are you bringing in?
That's what I don't like about Warnie sometimes. I'm like, okay, I'm fine for you to shit on people, but you need to give me options.
Constructive
Warnie's
criticism.
Because all he said is, Dave Warner at the top of the order, who's partnering him? Well, that's for you to fucking tell me, mate.
Yeah, that's a Warnie answer.
I did read the article. He wants Usman, potentially, who's scored the most runs in Sheffield Shield.
Yeah,
3
Usman's-
tons, 2 tons, 3 starts.
I don't see, like, again, Usman was dropped when he was averaging 40 at Test cricket, I think. Like, again, Usman maybe suffers a bit from the, like, we expect greatness all the time, but, like, he's still clearly in the best batsman we've got, right?
He seemed to rub JL up the wrong way.
Oh, yeah, he did. But
and JL didn't like that.
Yeah, but it seems like JL's a bit of a fucking Magoo cunt himself. With the greatest respect to JL, the Zendokai master, he seems like he's a bit intense, and that's why everyone's sort of like,
intense.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And Usman even came out on he's got like a YouTube show or some shit, Usman. But it was like,
Does he?
he was like, I'm cool with JL, but like I stood up to him in a moment where I like backed what I thought was to be true. Obviously, it didn't work for me. I got dropped, but like, if you're scoring Brave Shield runs and you're not called Sean Marsh, I don't mind seeing you in the conversation.
Well, I just think that where else can you look if not the Sheffield Shield in terms of
What's the point?
building a side? What's the fucking point? It's always been where we unearth great talent, the testing.
The testing ground, the battleground, the proving ground. What does Uzi average in Shield cricket? Not just for this year, but just in general. Because again, you know when we were like ripping and tearing, I think like the turn of the century, like if you didn't average 50 in Shield cricket, you weren't even fucking a sniff. Like there were guys averaging 50 in Shield who couldn't make the side.
Mike Hussey.
Exactly. I think Bevan's like, I mean, he did. Did Bevan ever play Test? I mean, wouldn't have played many, but there was.
Yeah, in first class cricket, he's averaging 43.
It's not bad.
I'm
That's
happy
pretty
with
fucking
that,
good.
dude.
There's blokes in the side that have got 30. They've got start with a 3.
Yeah. I think Trav Head as well averages in the 40s, does he? Can you check that? In
What's Cam Baggy Green average? Because the way I'm looking at it, it's Warner and maybe like an Usman at the top.
Yeah.
Smith 3 or Labar 3, Smith 4,
If
or either.
Travis first class is averaging 40.6. Yeah.
Again, if Trav keeps scoring runs at 5, I don't think you bring in little Matty Wade. I think you go.
What's
sorry.
Matt Wade average at Shield?
Baggy Green averaging 54.4.
In Shield?
First class. Yep.
Get him in. Well, he's already in, but like he's there. Surely you can't average 55 and fuck.
How many games?
Wouldn't be many.
How many innings?
He has played.
But he also bowls.
He's played 52 innings.
That's pretty fucking good.
That's very good, Eddie. Averages 55.
See, Sean, you should be saying that. Baggy Green's averaging 55 first class.
He's a great fucking option, and he bowls.
And he nips a couple around, Tom.
He's fucking big. He's lanky.
I like a big
Languid?
lanky fucker.
Is he languid? What's languid mean, Dave? He's fucking ready to rip Cam Baggy Green. He's got a big score for the nation already. The Balkan Bulldog was rested for Victoria, I think, this week. They're saying he's not ready.
He's
It's
not
just
right.
like, he's not right.
The concussion, it leaks over.
Yeah,
it leaks
I
on.
am of the opinion that we don't even talk about the Balkan Bulldog anymore in Pekovsky.
For fear of him getting another concussion.
Well, it's just like, you know what, dude? I don't care about you playing cricket because your fucking head's a little bit more important. And there's a part of me that's like, you probably shouldn't be playing anymore.
part of me's starting to think that 10 concussions, still got lingering symptoms from one that was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
3 maybe?
Like, I can't imagine what that's like, but like having concussion symptoms that are just lasting that
Concussion symptoms 3 weeks later seems fucking outrageous. Rugby league players get knocked out all the time, get concussions, they come back
Yeah,
a week or two later.
Yeah,
Like
but like-
all the time.
Do you remember, like, you know, Pappenhausen's won this season?
But he got knocked the fuck
Yeah, but
out.
that was only his, like, second or third or whatever. This is Pekovsky's fucking...
Well, exactly, right?
So-
But it's like one, like the Pappenhausen one was...
His head almost came off.
Yeah, that was severe, stiff arm to the face. He was flatlined. And it was like, okay, I can understand that this is why this takes so long. But if you're just getting like a knock on the head, obviously it's a cricket ball. You got a helmet on though.
You got a helmet though.
3 weeks. That's not a good sign.
He's not very old either. 10
No.
concussions at his age.
23.
Maybe 22, 23. The years slip by
They
and,
do.
and they get older and older, these bucks.
They do. They get old as fuck.
He's
so do we.
23.
There you go.
By the way, languid means to be, like, it's the opposite of what you said. It's of a person, manner, or gesture having or showing a disinclination for physical exertion or effort. So someone who doesn't like to,
Right.
do exercise.
I wonder if you could use it in a sense of going, he doesn't look like he's trying, but he's still doing well. Now,
I don't know. I don't think he looks like he isn't trying.
that
to
also
me.
wasn't what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know-
I'm just
I know
trying
it
to
was.
fit it. I'm trying to be correct.
Yeah, I know, but you're not.
I know.
I think we move on. What about this punters and dribblers? Smith 4, Head 5, Baggy Green 6, Paine 7. Do we like that?
I think that's what we like. And then we see, and we put Uzi up the top. Because little Marcus Harris, I don't know what he's doing in Shield at the moment, but little Marcus, I'm not sold on, in national colours.
No, I'm not.
And
He got a shot at the end last year, did he?
Either at the start or the end, but he hasn't performed really when he's had the shot.
I would just be going, who's fucking standing up in Shield? There you go.
Can
Give
you
him a
get
crack.
me, what's Curtis Patterson averaging?
Yep, I'll get that. Marcus Harris is averaging 40 in Shield.
Okay.
So that's not bad.
Okay, little Marcus, you've got my attention.
But Usman has my attention
Usman has
because
mine.
of the 2 tons from 3 matches.
Yeah.
That's where we've got to look. Where else to look except for there?
Yeah.
And also, as we've said, I don't know if we said this the other day on About Even or where we said it, Tom, but I do not like the preparation coming into the Ashes. I don't like that we're over in Dubai playing a T20 tournament that does not translate one fucking iota over to the test arena that is played in Australia as a form of warm-up. When it's all said and done, these boys might get one warm-up match before the Ashes.
It's the 4th of November today. Shout out to my sister Bonnie, whose birthday it is today. She's also on a plane coming back from New York to this fine nation. Hope you're travelling well, doll. Happy birthday. It's the 4th of November, Eddie. The
Yes.
first test is on the 8th of December. So basically a month away. And these fucking boys, our T20 side is jam-packed full of test cricketers.
Mate, think about this. If we make the T20 final, I know it's an if, but the nation loves to win.
I believe in the nation.
15th of November, the final.
In Dubai.
In Dubai.
Fly back.
Get acclimatised.
Beat jet lag. Get your whites on. Play a couple of Shield games.
A couple, one max, before the first test on the 8th. So I need to pad the stars that we already have in the side that are already over there playing T20 cricket with people in form that have been seeing off the red nut.
Yeah, and that's got to be, that's Uzi and Trav and Baggy Green.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
T-Paine. How's T-Paine batting this season? I'm assuming it's not good, but...
There's a lot more whisper going around about Cummins, next skipper.
Who said
would this be...
Steve Waugh said, Australia, we need to find out whether a bowler can captain the nation.
Could you say that this is Tim Paine's last
series? Yep. You could. If he plays like shit. If he goes well, if he gloves well.
But the tactic stuff comes into it.
Yes.
And that Shane's not the first person to say that either.
No.
Paine's been criticised for his captaincy before.
Fucking oath he has. What about in the Ashes with the fucking review and then...
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Well,
mate. Well, then when Stokes... He's got everyone on the fucking fence when Stokes scored those winning runs. It was a bed shit over there in England. It was a bed shit last year in India when India came. Like, heaven forbid we lose this series. Back to Tasmania, not allowed to leave. Thank you very much.
You're locked up in Tasmania.
Locked up.
In like a tower. I guess we'd have to build some sort of tower and lock him up there like Rapunzel.
Like Rapunzel, except that you're not letting down your hair. You're just staying there.
No, you can grow your hair out. No one's
climbing up.
No one's climbing up to let you out. That's just where you got to live. And JL will also be locked in a tower in Western Australia.
Yes. They will both be flicked. Yeah. If we lose this Ashes series, you can say goodbye to both of them, in my opinion.
Do you think that it's possible to maybe have, like, I don't know what Cummins is like tactically. You just never really hear about it. Whereas Smudge, you sort of know that he's got a bit of it in him. Now, is he an amazing tactician? I don't know.
Yeah, but Smudge has made his bed.
I know he has, but I'm also like, do we fucking... Look, it'll be interesting.
I would say this. Cummins, I think, should be given an opportunity to be skipper. Or at least, does he captain his Shield side?
There was a push for that. But you know who else he plays with in Shield? Steve Smith. So New South Wales would be making a serious statement going, well, I think Cummins is captain. He's the captain of our state, so he's... You know what, you're going to pick a fucking guy who's in the same team that we don't think's captain in Smudge to captain the nation if we're picking fucking... Who is the captain of the state? Dave, you're working hard today, buddy. You're working real hard.
Right, mate, it's what I do.
Curtis Patterson as well, average. Because he came in, scored runs to the nation, then just disappeared off the face of the earth. His dad was funny. He was a pisshead. Like, I'm going to have 100 schooners. My son scored a century.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Where the fuck's that?
Peter Neville's the captain.
Peter Neville.
Of former Test wicketkeeper fame.
Where did that opener go whose old man used to put him through scenarios where... Renshaw.
Off the
Matty
face
Renshaw.
of the fucking... Off the edge of a cliff, face of the earth.
I liked his temperament.
So did I. He was slow as fuck, but that's what you want in Test cricket.
You
see Lackeroff nut, Eddie.
Mate, I like slow openers.
What's he averaging?
Matt Renshaw is averaging, first class, he's averaging 37.
Oh, Matty. That's why.
That's why, Matt.
That's why we haven't heard from him. Is he still at the Bulls? Think so.
I think so.
Think so.
Everyone was talking about him being like the next Matt Hayden.
Oh, mate. There was huge raps on him. The old man had fucking played those Ashes scenarios in the nets for him.
Yeah, his old man was actually interesting. I can't remember where I heard the interview, but... His old man would literally take him down to the nets on Christmas Day and shit, and he'd be like, all right, you can't get out all day. And so he'd sit there and he'd be trying to fucking get through the whole day and not get out. Or here's a cone where there's a fielder and here's something there, crazy shit. Now, you'd say, well, that fucking paid off because he's a professional cricketer. But he's not playing Test cricket, so maybe you need to get him back in the nets, Dad, at Christmas.
Well, maybe that's what we've lost.
Dad's at Christmas.
Dad's at Christmas.
Bruh.
Maybe the old man's gone, okay, he's in the professional setup now. I wipe my hands of it. The Bulls can look after him.
Nah, we need Dad's
From
back.
where I'm sitting, doesn't look like that's working terribly well.
There maybe
Your boy's averaging 37.
Do we just pick some kid's dad to coach the nation? after JL, if we fucking lose this, we just need to get someone's dad.
One of those lippy dads who's down fucking barking at
Dude,
6-year-olds.
I was driving past the nets the other day. Dad was batting. Kid was bowling. Dad smoked this little fucker right back over his head, just like out of the park. I was like,
don't bowl there.
Don't bowl there, you fucking idiot.
You're going to dish up pies, you're going to get punished.
Yeah, you're going to get pumped.
And it's better you learn it here with your old man who can fucking...
Mum was watching as well, so the kid got fucking embarrassed in front of his family.
Well, best he learns it there in the family home environment.
Rather than in front of, 100,000 people at the G.
Well,
on
in front of
Boxing
you,
Day.
exactly right. Imagine getting carded at the G's in front of 100,000. Never live that down.
Not to mention the TV viewership, Eddie.
That's exactly right. Don't bowl there. Don't bowl pies. Pies will be punished.
Pies will be punished. Don't bowl there.
I think there might be something in that. I mean, we've gone down the ex-player coaching, professional coach route before. Maybe it is going back to when the side was basically coached by the captain.
Yes.
And the leadership team.
Yes.
And maybe it is that this father is more of like a figurehead, fucking man motivator.
Yeah. And can like chirp you when you need to, pull you into line.
Clip around the ears stuff.
Yeah, and you just call him dad.
Call him dad because he's the father of the side.
Yeah.
And he'll punish you bowl pies.
Well, who would you? I mean, is there a dad? Do we know any dads, or is it just got to be like you almost don't know his name? He's just called dad.
Yeah, well, like he's sort of like Cher or Seal.
Or Seal. He's just dad.
He's dad. Yeah. Maybe. And he sort of encapsulates the dads of the nation.
Yeah, exactly. Going like fucking, or at least.
Well, as a dad, what are you like?
Yeah, but I'm a dad of girls. Not to say they can't play cricket. Of course they can. But I haven't had. They're very young. I haven't had to really coach anything yet. Although I have taught Evie some things.
Will you put the whistle on? Netball?
I don't want to, Eddie. I'd prefer to watch.
Don't want to put the whistle on?
No,
I think you've got whistle in you.
I have coached before.
I think you've got whistle in you.
I have. I coached the Scots College under 15 Cs maybe, or 14 Cs. We weren't great. We didn't win much, but we did win some things. Shout out to any of the boys who were out there. I don't remember names specifically. I do remember some people, but didn't win much. So I'm not, my coaching ability.
So you're not a winner?
I like to watch wins. I don't think I got the right temperament.
Els' old man reminds me often of how he took Ella and her team to like
glory.
Oh,
really?
They won like some touch competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tim's not out of the question then. Tim's gone straight to the top of the pile in terms of us. Although we can't call him Tim, we got to call him Dad. But Daddy Dumbrell's gone to the top of.
Well, he's certainly in the conversation.
But that was a touch team, not cricket. So that's probably the only strike against his name at this point.
Well, it's a strike for sure.
It's definitely a strike.
It's not a strike.
No.
Where are we?
I don't know. Nominate your dads though.
Nominate your dads
to coach the nation.
Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Put forward your dads.
Yeah. And we'll select a dad to coach the nation.
And if you've got footage of him fucking tonking his 3-year-old in the nets or...
Yeah, or at least you've got a story of how your dad completely didn't allow you to get away with bowling pies.
Yes.
Or batting like shit.
Then
or being soft.
Then we'll get on the blower to cricket.
Let us know. Write them in. If they're funny, we'll read them out. If they're not funny, then we won't. And you'll know because we didn't read it.
But Ash's predictions, what are you thinking?
5-0.
5-0?
Yep.
I think it'll definitely be a nil in there.
Yeah, there'll be a nil.
Like if the MCG fucking roll out a road again, which
they didn't last year.
No, they didn't. But they're not off the hook yet.
No,
Tom.
they're not off the hook.
You can't roll out fucking 4 or 5 roads in a row and then get it right once and expect me to forget about the fact that you almost lost the tests.
Yeah,
you almost lost having a test there because you produced such shit wickets.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure they were the first. I think they were the first in the nation to use drop-in pitches. So it's not like they've got some excuse where, we didn't know how to use drop-ins.
No. They've been doing it for a while. Listen, we don't forget, we forgive. And if you keep rolling out good pitches, we forgive. But we might have bad memories. I don't forget.
No, I don't forget that.
Pitches.
I don't forget that.
I don't forget shit pitches.
Well, it ruins my Boxing Day experience.
Yes, it does. Which I cannot fucking wait for. Martin Guptill apparently lost 4 kilos overnight batting. He got 93, I think, against Scotland.
It was
4
crazy.
kilos. It was only like 33 degrees.
They were running heaps, bro. I reckon they must have ran like heaps of 3s and 2s. And you would see like when he was in the late 80s and got to the 90s, every time he would run a 2 or a 3, he just had to like squat.
He was
at the
just
end of the
fucked.
pitch. He was
Like
done.
33 is still hot. Don't get me wrong, punters, dribblers. But I was like,
What
4
was the
kilos?
humidity though?
Humidity will kill you.
Because it will.
Yeah.
If he's flirting with 90s,
And you know what? It'd
80s,
be
90s.
humid as fuck over there.
that's what I'm saying.
I assume it would
Humidity
be.
will kill.
Yeah,
It can kill,
it
man.
can kill. Humidity can kill.
Or has and will. It'll kill again.
Yeah. No, it will kill again.
It'll kill again.
Make
that we
no
do
mistake.
know.
We know humidity will kill again. When? We're not sure, but it'll kill
Again.
again. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not soon, but we know it will.
Hopefully not when there's a test match on the line.
Martin might have also forgotten to drink water. Who knows? There's a lot of unknown.
Yeah.
There is a lot of chat, though, I will say this, around, is Australia going to make it? I'm like, is this about selling papers? Obviously, England will pump South Africa. We win our next 2 matches, we're in the semis.
The only one where, and Michael Pride of About Even Fame, he has pointed out that we did lose 4-1 to Bangladesh recently.
I think we've lost our last 5 or 6 T20 sort of like series.
Yeah, exactly. And the West Indies, I mean, they've won a World Cup, so it's not like they can't play cricket, Eddie. So it's not like these next 2 games are guaranteed for us.
No. But I think they are.
I go in with a guarantee.
We're going to go in bullish.
Yeah, definitely.
Although we don't like the spinning nut. So Bangladesh go in there and start, moving it around a bit. We may struggle.
If you look at like our squad that we played against Bangladesh in that series versus our squad now, it's like completely different.
Thank
Might
you,
as well
Dave.
be a different team.
Thank you, David.
That's
Yeah,
why
like
you're there,
that.
Dioring.
Dan Christian, Ben McDermott, Alex Carey, Moses, Ashton Turner, Nathan Ellis, Mitch Swepson.
Okay, there you go. That makes you feel better.
Did I watch the Bangladesh series? Of course I didn't.
No.
So that's why I didn't know that.
We only watched the ICC T20 Men's Cricket World Cup, brought to you by KO.
Well, I usually would just watch the minis.
Yeah, KO Minis, exactly. Alex Carey is probably the next in line for the wicket keeping. But he's old.
How old?
30s?
Averaging?
He is 30, you're right.
Is he 30?
Yeah, he's 30.
30's all right.
30's okay. 30's fine. What's the average in...
What do we want, 2020?
No. Fucking test cricket, bro. Jesus Christ. What's the average?
Like
first class?
First class, he's averaging 36.
He's a wicket keeper.
That's okay. What's his glovemanship like? So that's what Paine could always hang his hat on.
Yes.
Fine glovemanship.
Elite glovemanship. It's when that starts to go that you go, sorry, bro.
Because Wade's glovemanship,
Not good.
not good. Wade's more of a batter that could keep, as evidenced by the fact that he made his way into the test side as a batter.
Yes.
Whereas,
T-Paine, a keeper that can't really bat, but could at one point.
well, he can do a job.
Yeah.
He can swing
He
the willow.
actually averages, I think, the second most in tests as a wicketkeeper.
There you go.
Like in Australian wicketkeeping history after Gilly.
There you go.
Yeah. I think that's often...
So he's more a gloveman that can swing the willow and is poor tactically.
And can get some runs when you need. Yeah, tactically also not fantastic. I mean, do you just strip him of the captaincy?
Well, it would depend where Alex Carey's at. Because Tim Paine's not young.
Tim Paine, not young at all. He looks young.
He looks like he's 25.
Yeah, he does.
But he's not a spring chicken.
No, he's not. Spring chickens are born in spring, do we think?
He's 36, Tim Paine.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that old.
Yeah, dude.
No, he's old.
He's old as fuck.
For his age, he might look,
The youngest of anyone ever.
like the disparity between looks and actual revolutions around the sun couldn't be further apart.
He looks like he could just be starting out.
He'd get asked for ID all the time for people that didn't know who he was.
Yep. I haven't seen a skerrick of body hair on the man.
No, he wouldn't shave.
He can grow a bit of a beard.
Would he have a pube?
I don't think he'd have a pube on him. He's a shiner.
Yeah, I think he's a shiner.
He's definitely a shiner.
He's chirpy. I love Tim Paine, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying what I think. I
He's a
think he's
shiner.
probably a shiner.
Yeah. Dude,
There's no shame in that.
there's no shame in being a shiner, and it's no knock on Tim.
No shame in being a shiner at 36. None at all.
None.
But he is a shiner.
He's
A shiner is.
He's a shiner whether you like it or not.
He's shinier than a new nut.
Yes.
A new kookaburra.
Yeah.
Fresh out of the packet.
And you know what? 36 revolutions around the sun has taken no shine off that nut, in Tim Paine being the nut.
Mate, and it'll be the last life will be with Tim when he lives to 115.
Yeah, and he's like, I could have been fucking captaining this side till I was 50.
Yeah.
You guys just got rid of a shiner.
Yeah. Would that be anti-shiner? If we were to get rid of him?
He'd certainly have a case. He'd certainly have a case if you're taking it to like a human rights sort of commission or something. Yeah, and I was
To the Hague.
Yeah, to the Hague. If he took it all the way to the Hague, which is, I think, the
In the Netherlands?
human rights violations.
The Hague's the international court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah. I think that's where he goes.
Well, I don't know where else you'd go.
You'd go high court.
Doesn't seem like a high... Nah, but I don't have to high court to take that on.
Well, I'm saying, what's higher than the high court? The Hague.
Yeah. Well, it's the highest court in the land.
Yeah.
In the lands.
In the fucking, on Earth. I don't know about, if we go beyond the Earth, then we're getting into some woo-woo territory, which I'm not prepared to do.
No. Not today.
Would you say Alex Carey also got a bit of shine to him?
He does have...
Not as much.
Not nearly as much, no.
No.
But still a bit of a baby face.
Yeah, but he's 30.
Get his arms up in that T20 in that Big Bash photo.
No, Dave, the one where his arms are out.
The Big Bash photo.
No.
That one.
Ah.
He had his arms up.
Yeah, but you've got to see the arms.
I want to see the arm hair. Not
a lot there, but there is around the wrists.
There is around the wrist, which
can
means
see
there
that.
is some on the hand. He's also got, I can see a 5 o'clock shadow there in the photo.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Case closed, not a shiner.
Glad we sorted that out.
Yeah, we sorted that one out real quick.
Really quick.
Yeah.
You're looking at the photos, we can't even see his arms,
You can't see
Dave.
his arms. How are we meant to tell if he's a shiner or not?
The first thing you look for is body hair on the arm. First thing you look for.
We can rule out you and I as shiners, Eddie.
Yeah.
Sorry, not a shiner.
You can rule it out.
It's official, not a shiner.
You can rule it out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're definitely not. You're like the event horizon. You're as dark as it gets.
Yep.
I don't know if the event horizon.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's actually bright. You're a
Well,
black hole. I don't know. I was going for dark though.
the event horizon, black hole, I get it.
You get where I was going.
Yeah, it
with
makes sense. It makes sense. Is that cricket?
I think that might be cricket. Yeah. Dave, there was something about Greg Norman and golfers turning on him because of the new golf Premier League or some shit.
Yeah, so basically Greg Norman partnered with some Saudi Arabian foreign wealth fund, the same people that recently bought Newcastle United, and there was all that controversy. So they've partnered up to start basically a golf super league in 2022, which would feature 10 events worldwide. Obviously big paydays, like all the standard Super League stuff. They want to make it more exciting, more entertaining for people. And so, yeah, Greg Norman started that, trying to get some players to come across. This article says that Justin Thomas and Brooks Koepka have already said, nah, they're not going to do it. We're keeping our eye on the PGA Tour. The US PGA Tour has responded by saying that any golfers participating in the rival circuit will face a life ban.
Hectic.
That is so hectic. The thing that's without knowing what the Premier League is going to be of golf,
It's 10 events.
I don't see why. To me, it would be smarter to maybe not smarter, but it seems like it'd be a good thing for golf. It'll make it more, you know how good the matches have been, where it's Tiger and Phil with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning or whatever, whoever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
They're mic'd up. You're hearing all of the insight from the caddies and shit. Golf's a great fucking sport, but I can see how you lose. It's not as sexy or as fun as it could be or as engaging as it could be.
Well, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I was reading before that Greg Norman actually sort of pioneered in the late 90s the WGC events, which now fall underneath the umbrella of the PGA. So maybe his hope is that if he keeps pushing this and gets enough support, they're going to have to try and amalgamate it in somehow. Yeah. The thing with golf is that I think the first major is the Masters in April typically, and then you've got the next three majors are sort of June, July, really close to each other. Then you have the end of year stuff, which I think is done in August. Then the tournaments outside of the Ryder Cup, obviously, but you've basically got September to the end of the year, which is set pretty much free for the big guys. They'll play in these tournaments and shit, but they don't really give a fuck.
No.
It doesn't really start until January. There is room, I think, to maybe squash a Premier League type thing into those sort of months. I think 10 tournaments is too many.
10 might be a bit hectic.
And they'd be obligated to play all of them. Whereas what Brooks and stuff are saying at the moment is that they can pick they pick what tournaments they want to go in.
If the money's
no one
right,
tells
they'll
them
play.
to.
No.
But those big guys are on stupid money anyway.
Yes, but stupid money doesn't mean you're going to turn down more stupid money. But
live bands, bro.
Yeah, but live bands, that's so crazy.
Then you can't play. You wouldn't be able to play in fucking any of the majors.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy to me. That's unhelpful. to golf.
I think for the PGA, this thing is like essentially an existential threat for them.
Yes.
They can be thinking, we can't let players go do this because if they all go over there, then we're left with no one.
That's why you try and bring it in.
But the thought as well might be like letting the foxes into the chicken coop. You know, we'll give them hen house. Start with four, which becomes 5, which becomes fucking 10. You know,
There's still the allure. It's like with cricket, for example, where like there's a million different fucking tournaments, and there's IPLs, there's like all these 2020 tournaments, there's one-day tournaments. They never stop playing cricket, but there's still the allure of playing for your nation, Ashes against other countries. Like that allure of fucking majors and shit is still there. And
but the difference is that the PGA Tour basically goes year round. Right? And you would be losing players from your tour to go play in another tour. So it'd be like playing fucking European basketball and NBA basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they've aligned themselves with the Asian tour. It's like it's on the Asian tour, this Premier League.
Right. I haven't even the Asian tour. What's that like? Does anyone give a
It's
fuck?
weak.
Yeah.
Really weak.
Yeah.
It's like the Australasian tour. Really weak.
Really, really weak stuff. May as well be a seniors. Actually, the seniors would be probably more competitive.
Mate, the seniors would be way more competitive.
Way more competitive.
Way more competitive.
Is Phil on the seniors?
He could be. I don't think he's played a tournament. Once you turn 50, you're good to go.
I like that about golf, hey, that you can still be ripping at 50. It's fucking cool.
I think that the South African golfer, whose name's escaped me.
Brooks
Oost?
Koepka?
No,
Older. Oh, Gary Player. Gary Player apparently once said of Ricky Ponting that if he applied himself, he could play on the seniors tour because he fucking works the ball. He goes, you've got great fundamentals.
Of course he fucking does.
Old Popeye.
Yeah.
Like, you're good to go. You just got to practice fucking 10 hours a day every day. If you could be fucked to do that, you're a sniff.
Remember that for a question.
Yes. Yes, we will remember that for a question. What are we talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Don't you worry about it, punters and noodles. Don't you worry about it. It's interesting though. Greg always mixed in with these things. Greg seems to be a fucking mover and shaker.
Did you see the place that
He
Greg
knows all he knows presidents and shit.
Dude,
They all
he's the
love
shark,
him.
mate.
They love him.
He's the fucking shark.
He
He's the
always
biggest pipe in town.
he always keeps saying he's selling out of the US and moving home. I'm like,
No, you're not.
no, you're not.
That's a lie. Did you see the place that he did sell, though, in Florida recently? Can you just get that updated? Like, the place that Greg lives or lived is like big enough. It's a whole fucking resort. And I'm like, God, it would have to be relaxing being that rich and just like every day just waking up on the beach and just like so big you got to drive a little golf buggy around to like different wings of your house.
Surely that's relaxing.
You have to be relaxed.
Surely you have to be. Surely.
You know what I mean? Like when they go, money doesn't buy happiness. No, I'm sure that's true. But like, surely that's relaxing. Is this it? Keep going down. I'll know when I see it. This isn't it. This is another one, obviously. This is like a log cabin. Nah. Or maybe it is. I think it's one where it's like in like a Florida.
Yeah, I think he's got multiple
Yeah,
homes.
I'm sure he does. There you go. David's at the top.
That was the one I clicked on.
No, really?
This is the link I clicked
No.
No.
Click on the photo at the
Look
top.
on the photo.
This one?
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that, dude. Now, if you click into it, you should be able to just keep going across on the image.
Oh.
Up the top right.
Greg Norman
This
demolishes
is the next.
$65 million Florida mansion.
demolishes it.
Oh.
Big Greg. Greg has done so fucking well for himself.
Yeah,
Apparently
dude.
he's made all his coin designing golf courses.
Yeah, that's what he does now.
People love Greg
Yeah.
Norman designs. I'm
He
like,
does the
how
one-
much is he
There's the
doing?
one at the Hunter.
The one on the Hunter. I
Yeah.
played on it. What's it called?
I went there.
I played there for $1. I'd played horribly.
Yes, I played it as well.
And they sell, there's like houses and shit there. as
No,
well.
I played it as well. We played there when there was fucking flies and mosquitoes and shit everywhere. It was like built on a swamp.
There, yeah, the vintage. The vintage.
There's quite a few Greg Norman designs running around.
Fucking oath there is. Shout out to Greg.
He designed the one on Packers Farm.
Oh, really?
And you can't, Elliston, I think it's called. You can't play it. Only it's private course, 18 holes. fucking. It's apparent. It's like top 2, top 3 courses in the country.
All right, well, that's a goal for us.
It's on
one day.
Packer's fucking farm.
That's a goal for us one day.
Apparently, there's like there's a hole that's like saddled up next to a creek, and whenever it floods, it like they have to rebuild it, and that was sort of. That was brought up, like, mate, when it floods, this hole's going to get washed away. And Kerry's like, fucking, I don't give a fuck.
There you go.
Just keep rebuilding it. Second in the country. Oh, no, 6th in the country. 6th in New South Wales. Private.
Second New South Wales, 6th in the country.
Yep.
Damn, dude. I wonder how little it gets played.
Gus Walker's played it.
What?
Yeah, I know.
How?
And your caddy is a pro golfer who gives you tips and shit the whole way through.
How the fuck did Gussie get there?
Knows like the cousin or some shit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then, so we're not that far.
No.
away.
It's like it's not.
It's not that
It's
far.
not in the
away.
realms of impossibility.
Get the cousin listening to the potty.
Yeah.
If he doesn't already, I assume he does.
I think it's a she.
I'm assuming she does.
Assuming she does. Reach out. If you want to chopper us up there, Tom and I will play.
We need a chopper, but like we'll play.
But we'll need to be choppered.
Yeah.
Drinks and fucking nibbles and shit at the turn. Like,
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Get on the bloody Long Island iced teas.
Yeah, 100%. That reeks of Long Island iced tea.
Yeah. Or no, the Arnold Palmers.
Yes.
That's what you have, the Arnold Palmies.
And get blind.
Yeah.
And then the back nine's just a shit show.
Shout out to any golf brands that are wanting. We are looking for clubs and we're looking for
Yeah, I could upgrade.
gear.
Yeah.
No, I actually need clubs. I might even do that, but need clubs. Gonna join a club. Eddie and I gonna become really hot golfers.
Really, really hot golfers. Better believe it. But yeah, it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Old Greg though, he's a wily old prick.
Yeah,
He's
and
in great,
still-
and he's in fucking terrific
he's
nick,
in
and he's
phenomenal
hogged up.
nick. Yeah, he's big, fucking thick Australian hog. He's bronzed as fuck, beautiful blonde grey hair.
He's jacked.
Yeah, dude, he's jacked.
To shit.
Yeah, dude. You could still grate cheese on that bod. Some do.
I wonder how much work he actually does, or if he just puts his name to these golf courses.
He probably oversees it, maybe. And just like, oh yeah, I like that. But he probably has people he trusts.
They go, what do you think here? What do you think there?
Bit of a hill.
Maybe a
Sand
bit more
trap.
of a hill. Sand trap.
Build a lake here.
Pretty easy. I could design a course.
Maybe we should. I don't know if
Hello
anyone
Sport
takes up.
Design.
Yeah, exactly.
Would anyone give us a crack?
Probably not yet.
I know they're looking to do Royal Sydney. Maybe we get him on the blower.
They get us on the blower. We don't get them on the blower.
That's true. Well, now that we've put it out there,
Now
I
they
expect a
put it out
call.
there. Yeah. How good is it that fucking little girl was found?
Oh! I was going to bring that up at the start, but then we started talking about barbers and I forgot.
Yeah.
Cleo Smith,
Yeah.
punters and dribblers, if you have been living under a rock,
Metaphorical otherwise.
well, I'm metaphorical's not going to cut it in this
No, it's not.
situation.
You
You
have to be a
need to have
literal
been
rock.
living in a cave
Yeah.
to not know about this news. I was watching when William Tyrrell went missing. There's been a lot of documentaries around that recently. The lady was saying that kids getting taken is like once in a generation. It never really happens. Then for them to be missing for 18 days and be found.
Well, they say the average is like if it goes beyond like 3 days, or
Yeah.
it's like every hour or something. It's like it drops. But like if it's beyond 3 days, you're pretty much like statistically not going to find them.
The fact they found her alive and well it's the story of the year.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, there's obviously a lot to come out, but you're like, apparently because it was a small town, they noticed the guy who they caught like doing, he's like buying-
Carnarvon.
Yeah, but they noticed him acting differently. He started like buying nappies and shit from like the local Quickie Mart and stuff. And they were like, what the fuck?
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what got him?
Yeah.
So they haven't really alluded as to what it was. It was
No.
like, is it a combination of CCTV, fucking...
I think it was like the only thing that, because you also see this as well, and I don't know if this is
Carnarvon's not a big place.
No,
I looked up
it's small.
It's 10 hours north of Perth.
yeah, and I don't know if I like this or not, but when this sort of shit happens, like every single news station last night, so like the news had been going all day, great news, but they'd all do. Then they were doing like the Cleo Smith news bulletin,
special. Yeah.
and where they just go over fucking the same news 1,000 times. It's still like, I get it, everyone's really into it, but it becomes about a commercial thing when you're seeing it like that. But all they were saying was basically that like they noticed him starting to do like they noticed him acting differently, and it was a small town and people were on alert. There was $1 million fucking
Yes.
thingo for
The $1 million reward.
$1 million
Yeah.
reward. But the guy had no relation to the family apparently. They think it was just an opportunistic thing. To drag a fucking child out of a tent is fucked. Like, the brazenness of that
It is
fucking
beyond
insane.
brazen. At 2 a.m.
Yeah.
How does he know that she's in the tent?
Well, he's doing a bit of fucking snooping, but like...
He would have had to snoop. It is fucking outrageous.
But then and again, it's a great story because she's obviously been found alive, but you're like, what did that poor fucking...
Well,
you know?
I don't want to
You
speculate.
just hope that this... But like, I just don't...
But like, you
I
know.
want that guy to fucking really, really punished. Not just locked up in prison. Like...
No, put him in the Gen Pop.
I don't mind him in Gen Pop. He won't last long.
Do you care?
No, I don't care.
I don't care, Tom. Doesn't bother me if he's in Gen Pop getting fucking touched up.
Absolutely flogged. But, you know, ultimately a fantastic news story. But you're just like...
I didn't think I was going to see that news yesterday.
No, dude, no one did.
It was the last thing I thought I said.
Everyone had sort of gone, okay, well, this is a bad news story.
Ella was like, mate, they found Cleo Smith. Like, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Crazy.
Sweet. Those coppers, mate, fucking hell.
And that video of her being carried out and she's
Yeah.
on the back, like she's being held, but you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. I saw a story and it was just on Lad Bible, so I don't know how legitimate it is, but a yarn in America where a dad is being, just look it up, Dave, a dad is being arrested for murdering the kid who sold his daughter into sex slave. So like sold her for $1,000 to some like sex slave ring in America. I think the dad saved her. This is like taken shit. Either she was found and saved or the dad did it. Then they knew who the guy was that sold her because they'd got her back and they're like, it was this guy. And he spent however long, I think, finding this guy because he went missing, found where he was, waited for him to come back, fucking ganked him, beat the fuck out of him, killed him, stabbed him to death, and then just left him in the boot of a car. And then they only just found the car recently, but apparently he did it to the guy back in November. And now the dad's like on trial for murder. And I'm like, bruh, you let him off, don't you? He doesn't deserve...
Mate, that is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that pretty much right.
Pretty much bang on. I was reading it last night.
19-year-old daughter, he rescued her and then like worked out.
So he rescued her as well.
Yeah.
How the fuck does
So this guy is full-blown taking shit.
Taken.
Has he got skills? Is he trained in that world?
He's a dad, dude. As
He's
we
a-
said,
He's a dad.
dads are the men for the job.
I feel like, yeah, if something like that happens to your daughter, you just like go
Bruh,
Super
you
Saiyan.
kill the person.
Yeah.
I don't have any issue with that. You kill them and you kill them well.
Kill him true.
You kill them true. You kill them.
And now he's on trial, the poor bastard.
Yeah,
Surely they give him leniency
I
when
was
it comes to
reading the comments,
sentencing.
everyone's like,
maybe he
bro.
gets convicted, but they go community service.
Oh, dude, it says police said Eisenman, the guy, the father, has no prior history of violence and was cooperative with officers during his
There you go.
arrest.
Yeah, I did it.
He's a
Yep.
good dude.
I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you how I did it. I killed the fuck out of him. And they'll go, listen, bro, we're all good.
Community centres.
Something like that.
Surely just get him down fucking giving hot meals to the homeless.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Gardening, mowing people's lawns and shit.
Don't you reckon?
Or fucking sign him up for the like cop unit.
Well,
that
exactly,
tracks down
right?
these
Like, the
people.
cops
How
didn't
did he
fucking
manage
find
to
it.
find it? Yeah.
That bloke, that's got detective written all over. This
Yeah.
bloke's a fucking stud.
Yeah, get him on the force.
Get him on the force.
Get him badged up.
Get him badged up, Tom. 100%. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. But Cleo's alive. She's well.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. It'll be very interesting to hear about what the fuck comes of the whole story, though, and this fucking scumbag.
Well,
piece of
they
shit.
leak out the information because they haven't even charged him yet.
No, but he's in custody and he's being interviewed.
Yeah, but I'm saying they haven't even charged him.
Yeah.
So they've got to go cross the T's, dot the I's.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck anything up.
You don't want to fuck that up because you know he's probably in there coming up with bullshit.
Potentially, or he's just a fucking dumbass who's done something and has no plan at all. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
All's well that ends well.
Fucking oath. Well, it's ended well so far. Let's now get this guy in Gen Pop and get the shit kicked out of him. But I think that's us, Edward.
That's Thursday, Tom.
That's Thursday.
Hell of a show.
We'll be back Monday because that's how it rolls.
Thursday into Monday.
Thursday and a Monday into a fucking about even bloke in a bar, then back to Thursday.
That's it, baby.
We don't stop.
That's it.
Thank you to our sponsors. Like, subscribe, 5 stars, blah, 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 blah. See you later.
Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?